In every argument, the real loser isn't the one who says less. It's the one who loses control first. The world tells you, clap back harder, talk louder, hit them where it hurts. That's how you earn respect. But the harsh reality? The louder you get, the more you reveal how easy you are to control. Epictetus warned us, no man is free who is not master of himself. And if you've ever walked away from an argument, closed the door, leaned against the wall and whispered to yourself, why did I say those stupid things? What was I thinking? Then this video is for you. Because today, we're not learning how to become the king of shouting matches. We're learning how to become a stoic warrior, the kind of person who never gets dragged down to someone else's level, even in the middle of the hottest argument. Part 1. The truth about defending yourself and the lie you've been sold. When you hear the phrase, defending yourself in an argument, what comes to mind? A sharp clapback. A cutting comeback that leaves the other person speechless. A perfect got you moment, hitting them back with their own words. We were taught that defending yourself means striking harder. But that is the trap. Because, be honest, every time you win by screaming louder, insulting deeper, firing back faster, do you actually feel stronger? Or do you feel exactly like the person you swore you weren't? A Stoic doesn't define defense that way. Stoicism doesn't teach you how to punch back. It teaches you how to stand firm without needing to punch at all. Picture this. Someone throws a handful of mud at you. You have two choices. Pick it up, throw it back, and now both of you are filthy. Or stand still. Don't touch it. Let it fall to the ground. And suddenly, the only one who looks ridiculous is the one who threw it. That is Stoic defense. Not retaliation. Not playing the who wins, who loses game. But redirecting their force while you remain centered, steady, unshaken. A pillar that doesn't bow to storms. If you're still here, ask yourself, in my last argument, was I defending myself? Or was I just losing control? If that question stings, keep going. The next part will change how you show up in every conflict. Part 2. The Stoic Strategy. 3 shields in every argument. In this video, we're not learning debate tricks. We're learning 3 Stoic shields you can carry into any heated conversation. Shield 1. Hold your line. Shield 2. Redirect their tone. Shield 3. Exit with control. These aren't mind games. This is inner discipline, the kind that separates the reactive from the unshakable. Shield 1. Hold your line. Most men fail at the very first step. They think defending yourself means reacting. Someone says, "You never do anything right," and you snap back, "Oh, really? And what exactly do you do better?" And suddenly, the argument isn't about truth. It's about egos going to war. A Stoic begins somewhere else entirely, with his breath. Step 1. Your breath. It sounds basic, just breathe. But look closer. When you're angry, your breath is shallow and sharp. When you're anxious, your breath is scattered. When you're calm, it's slow, deep, steady. Your breath is the remote control of your nervous system. And in an argument, if someone hijacks your breath, they've hijacked your steering wheel. Picture this. Your partner says, "You always do this. You never listen." Your instinct wants to fire back instantly. But instead, you take one slow inhale, a long exhale, and you say nothing for 3 seconds. Those 3 seconds aren't silence. They're recovery. You reclaim your self-control, your right to choose your response. Your refusal to play someone else's emotional game. Your breath becomes the first word you speak, even when your mouth hasn't opened yet. That is the first step of holding your line. Step 2. Questions. The uncontrolled use accusations. The disciplined use questions. Someone says, "You're useless." Most people answer, "Who are you calling useless?" But a Stoic asks, "Be honest, did you mean to say that to hurt me? Or did you intend for it to come out that disrespectfully?" This isn't just a question. It's a mirror. You're not throwing the punch back. You're holding up the reflection and asking, is this the version of yourself you want to be? When you say, "I'm surprised you said that out loud," how do you feel saying that to me? Did you mean to leave my name out when taking credit? You're doing something deeply Stoic. You refuse to absorb their poison. You return it to its rightful owner. And the beauty? You do it without shouting, without insulting, without losing dignity. Step 3. Control the pace. We say the things we regret for one reason. We answer too fast. The mind isn't ready, but the mouth runs ahead. The emotion isn't processed, but the words explode anyway. A Stoic understands. You owe no one an instant response. You're allowed to say, "Let me think. I'll respond once I'm clear." In any argument, if you do just these 3 things: 1. Take a deep breath. 2. Hold 3 to 5 seconds. 3. Speak slower than your instinct. You instantly rise above 90% of people, because the one who controls the pace controls the emotion, and the one who controls emotion controls the battlefield. Courtroom, boardroom, living room. The principle never changes. If you've ever walked away thinking, "I wish I had stayed calmer," this is how. And don't leave yet. The next section gives you the verbal armor that will redefine the standards you bring into every conversation. Shield 2. Redirect their tone. Hard truth. You cannot control another person, but you can shape the conversation through the standards you hold. People can yell, but no one can force you to yell back. Here are 3 phrases you can use anytime. Phrase 1. That's below my standard. One of the strongest lines you can use. Speaking to me that way is below my standard for a real conversation. That level of respect is beneath what I accept. It does 3 things. 1. Shows you have standards. 2. Signals they haven't met the threshold. 3. Talks about your code without attacking their character. You're not saying, "You're rude." You're saying, "The way you're speaking doesn't meet the standard I operate with." That is the language of someone with boundaries, discipline, and no apology for protecting their peace. Phrase 2. I don't allow. Imagine your mind as a private club. Not everyone gets access. At the entrance, there's a bouncer. In life, that bouncer is your boundary language. I don't accept being spoken to like that. I don't allow anyone to raise their voice at me. I'm not continuing a conversation in this tone. And the key, you don't shout these words. You deliver them calmly, low, slow, and unmistakably clear. Because what you're really saying is, if you want access to me, these are the rules of the room. Phrase 3. I'm at a 3. You're at an 11. I'm staying at 3. Emotions have levels. Not everything is 0 or 100. Picture a scale from 1 to 10, or 11 if you enjoy drama. You're at a 3. Calm, steady, grounded. They're at an 11, yelling, slamming, insulting. Most people climb the ladder with them. 3, 6, 9, 1, 1. But a Stoic does the opposite. He looks them in the eye, not hostile, not scared, and says, "I can see you're upset, probably at a 9 or 10. I'm staying at a 3. If you want to talk, you'll need to come down here." He doesn't insult them. He doesn't psychoanalyze them. He doesn't beg them to calm down. He simply declares, "This is my level. If you won't come down, I won't go up." And here's the truth. People who want a real conversation will lower themselves. People who only want to unload their anger will expose themselves. Verbal armor, you should remember. Use these anytime. Are we arguing, or are we having a conversation? They'll almost always say, "I'm just talking." Good, then let's keep it a conversation. I respond to your words, not your behavior. Meaning, you can slam the table if you want. I work with clarity, not chaos. I don't imagine facts. I deal with what actually happened. Perfect against gaslighting. Each line is a shield, while others swing swords. A Stoic raises the shield, letting the attacker exhaust themselves, revealing their lack of control. If you're thinking, "I wish I had these years ago," keep watching, because next you'll learn how to walk out of an argument with your dignity intact and your calm unshaken. Shield 3. Exit with control. There are arguments you cannot fix by talking it out. There are people who don't want to understand, don't want to listen, don't want to respect. They want to win, crush you, dump their frustration on you. In those moments, staying isn't noble. Staying is self-destruction. A Stoic doesn't run from conflict. He simply knows when to walk off the battlefield to protect the fortress within. Here are 3 lines to help you do that. Phrase 1, "I'm ending this conversation right now." Most people exit arguments by slamming doors, shouting, "I'm done," or hanging up in anger. The result? They look overwhelmed and they feel overwhelmed. A Stoic does it differently. He breathes. He centers himself. He meets the other person's eyes and says, slowly, "I don't accept the way you're speaking to me. If you continue, I will end this conversation. And if they continue, I'm stopping the conversation here. When you're ready to speak respectfully, I'll be ready to listen." Then he follows through. He stops. He steps out. And he does not return to the battlefield. This isn't losing. This is enforcing boundaries with discipline. Phrase 2, "We'll return to this when we're both calm." Sometimes you don't need to walk away forever. You just need to step out of fight mode. You can say, "I'm not in the right state to continue. I need about an hour. If you still want to talk, we can do it then." Or, "I want to talk about this calmly, not while we're yelling. Let's pause for a moment." Few people speak this maturely, and almost no one rejects it. Because everyone knows, arguments in the heat of anger have no winners. Phrase 3, "I'm not going down that road." Some arguments aren't arguments, they're traps. They throw lines like, "You're just like every other man." "Oh, you must think you're so smart." "Are you acting like this because you're insecure?" These aren't attempts at truth. They're invitations into the mud. A Stoic says, "I'm not going down that road. I'm not participating in that kind of conversation." Then silence. No justifying. No over-explaining. No emotional labor. That is the voice of someone who has decided, "I am not anyone's emotional dumpster." Think back to the last argument where you said, "I stayed way too long." Now imagine if you had simply said, "I'm not going down that road," and walked out. How different would everything have been? Part 3. The story of a woman at the checkout line. One day, A woman was standing in line at the grocery store. She wasn't doing anything wrong, just waiting like everyone else. When it was her turn, she pushed her cart forward. The cashier looked at her with a sharp, irritated glare. Short answers, cold tone, and then a sarcastic comment about what she was buying. She felt the sting. Her first instinct, "What's your problem? What did I do to you? Who do you think you are talking to me like that?" That reaction would be normal. But that day, she chose differently. She looked at the cashier, took a slow breath. No raised voice. No sarcasm. She simply said, "I'm not sure what you're going through right now, but I know one thing. It's not about me." Silence. The cashier looked up, and in seconds, her face changed completely, from tense and angry to confused, to almost in tears. She whispered, "You're right. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. Home problems, kids, money. I shouldn't have taken it out on you." One sentence. "I know this isn't about me," did three powerful things. It stopped the attack spiral. It kept her emotional boundaries clean. And it gave the cashier a chance to see herself clearly. That is Stoicism in real life. Not long speeches, not fancy philosophy, just ordinary moments, where you quietly refuse to be the trash can for someone else's pain. If you've ever carried someone's bad day home with you, just because they threw a few nasty words your way, remember, this isn't about me. It might save your peace one day. If you're still watching, you're not a casual viewer. Most people watch, then forget. But a Stoic watches and trains. So, in your next argument, 1. Take a deep breath. 2. Replace one comeback with a question. 3. Use at least one boundary. I don't accept being spoken to that way. I'm not going down that road. I'm ending this conversation here. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stop returning to the old version of yourself. Conclusion. There's a harsh truth you need to hear. Every time you lose your temper because of someone else's words, you hand them the remote control to your life for free. Stoicism doesn't ask you to become a stone. It asks you to master yourself, which is far harder and far more powerful. Your emotions are real. Your pain is real. But your response is yours alone. Don't let someone raging at level 11 pull you out of the life you're building, just because they threw one careless sentence your way. Remember, you don't owe anyone an instant reply. You don't have to match their tone. You don't have to stay when the conversation falls below your standards. Defending yourself isn't about swinging back. It's about standing firm, saying no, and walking away without abandoning who you are. Because the strongest person in the room is never the loudest. It's the one who refuses to be pulled off center. If this message hit you even a little, carry it into your next conversation. And if you want more tools to master your mind, your emotions, your boundaries, you know what to do. Support the channel, hit like if this helped you, and subscribe if you're ready to rise above the noise with us. Before you go, leave a simple commitment in the comments. I choose control. And if you're ready for your next step, the video waiting for you on screen will change the way you handle conflict forever. Are you ready for that evolution? Let's continue.